Top 10 animals rescuing other animals. It's not a common sight to see animals rescuing other animals, so when it's caught on film, it's a sight to behold. Check out this wondrous compilation of top 10 animals rescuing other animals. We're pretty sure your heart will melt for our number 1 spot, so stay tuned till the end to find out what it is. Let the countdown begin. On the 10th spot is a wildebeest saved from the jaws of a crocodile by 2 unsuspecting hippos. In the massive park of Kruger National Park in South Africa, a wildebeest had just been bitten by a crocodile. The wildebeest strived to free its legs from the crocodile's firm grip. The herbivore had approached the water for a drink when a croc attacked from below. For nearly 8 minutes, the wildebeest and crocodile were engaged in a ferocious game of tug-of-war, but the wildebeest became tired. The crocodile began to pull the wildebeest underwater. Crocodiles, with their long, heavy bodies and stubby legs, have the most advantage over prey like wildebeest when submerged. But as the wildebeest is being pulled into the water, 2 hippopotamuses approach, seemingly out of nowhere. Suddenly, they marched towards the crocodile, causing it to let go of the wildebeest. The mammal broke free, but with a broken leg. I wonder if it was able to heal after that. Oh, and before we move on to our countdown, don't forget to like this video, turn on notifications, and subscribe to our channel, or Bach will rise from the dead and eat your face off! A drowning duckling saved by a 12-year-old Bornean orangutan takes the 9th spot. For a moment, it looks as though Jurong the orangutan is craving a midday snack when it plucks a duckling from the water in its enclosure. But this footage, taken at the Dublin Zoo, Ireland, shows the primate appearing to kiss the life into its new friend after finding it floundering in the water, abandoned by its mother. Taking the 8th spot. A wombat emerges as an accidental hero during a brush fire in Australia. According to news, wombats have been herding other endangered animals into their homes as they flee from fire-torn brushland. The underground tunnels set up by the wombats have become a safe refuge for other species like wallabies, rabbits, lizards, and echidnas as they escape the raging fires. Wombats are known for making a network of tunnels up to 20 to 30 meters long with several entrances and complex interconnections of the chamber. The average home size for wombats span the range of 172 hectares. That's about 425 acres, so there's plenty of room down the burrow for all kinds of animal species. But it doesn't end there. Wombats and their house guests face a medley of challenges post-fire, like avoiding predators in a barren landscape and surviving with scarce food. So the Wombat Rescue and Sleepy Burrow Wombat Sanctuary joined together to help support the wildlife affected by the fires around Talagonda, 15 kilometers southeast of Canberra. A grizzly bear who saves a bird after it fell into his pond at the Budapest Zoo grabs the 7th spot. This bear appears to be performing a remarkable act of kindness. This video, taken by Alexander Medvez in 2014 at Hungary's Budapest Zoo, shows a curious brown bear saving a very frightened crow who fell into his pool. You can see that the bird is already quite waterlogged, desperately flapping its wings as it tries to escape the water. The bear notices and lumbers over when the tired bird collapses in the pond. He dips his paw into the pond and grabs a hold of the stopping bird in what appears to be a gentle for a bear sort of way. Grabbing the bird's wings with his teeth, he pulls the stunned animal out and plops it by the side of the water. Seemingly satisfied, our bear hero turns back to eating his carrots. An unlikely hippo lifeguard saves a baby zebra on our 6th spot. In October 2010, when South African Tom Mule was camping with his son Michael and other groups, he witnessed the rescue of a baby zebra by a gigantic hippo while a group of migrating animals is crossing the Mara River near the northern Lima Serengeti. The river was strong because of the rain that previous day, which is a big hurdle for the foal. The hippo immediately went behind the foal and nudged it with its snout to keep it above the water until it reached the opposite side of the river. I love watching this stuff. It makes me all warm and fuzzy inside. The wonder dog who saves a baby kangaroo after its mother was killed on the road hops into the 5th spot. In 2008, a 4-month-old Joey was in his mother's pouch when she was killed by a car in Torquay, Victoria, Australia. Unharmed, Joey would have died. But Rex, our mixed-breed hero, took the roo to his owner, Leonie Allen. Rex, a 10-year-old German pointer, started pointing to what Allen thought could be a snake. He called him back, but when Rex returned, he dropped the baby roo at his feet. Rex sensed that the baby roo was still alive in the pouch, so he gently grabbed it by the neck and brought it to Allen. Leonie and Rex nursed the Joey into good health, naming it Rex Jr., as he would often snuggle up with Rex. He was taken under the protection of Jiralingo Wildlife Sanctuary and was released into the wild after he turned 18 months old. The heroic mama cat who rescues her kittens from a fire leaps into our 4th spot. Though Cats was running in Broadway in 1996, the most famous feline that year took a more daring role in Brooklyn. Scarlett, a homeless calico, had been looking after her 4-week-old kittens while they were staying in a garage that had been damaged in several previous fires. The shelter caught fire yet again, and one firefighter arrived on the scene to discover Scarlett amidst her brood, terribly burned from having carried them out one by one. The hero cat was taken to the North Shore Animal League along with her offspring. Scarlett nudged each kitten with her nose to make sure she found all 5. Aww. The story quickly hit the tabloids, which generated 1,000 offers to adopt the whole family of felines from the shelter. Scarlett would eventually find a home with a local woman named Karen Weller. They lived together for 13 years. She spent her days being pampered and courted by the likes of talk show hosts Sally Jessy Raphael and Oprah until passing away on October 11, 2008 due to kidney failure, heart murmur, and lymphoma. Poor widow kitty. A bottlenose dolphin who came to rescue a mother whale and her calf swims into our 3rd spot. In the summer of 2008, Moko, the bottlenose, was a constant sight at a beach along the east coast of New Zealand's North Island, coming by every few days to play with swimmers. But one day, her visit was more business than pleasure when she showed up just in time to save 2 beached pygmy sperm whales. A mother and a male calf were stranded on Mahai Beach, about 300 miles northeast of Wellington, New Zealand. One of the rescuers, Juanita Symes, says, "Had the dolphin not shown up, the mother whale and calf likely would have been killed as they had resisted human attempts to herd them to sea." Doing what humans couldn't do, Moko seemed to communicate with the 2 whales and lead them safely back into deeper water. "I don't speak whale, nor do I speak dolphin," Conservation Officer Malcolm Smith told the BBC in 2008, but there was obviously something that went on because the whales changed their attitude from being quite distressed to following the dolphin quite willingly and directly along the beach through a channel into the open sea. How fascinating. Heroic baboon saving an impala jumps into our 2nd spot. In the riverbed at the Kruger National Park in South Africa, there was a herd of impala drinking at a pool of water. There was a troop of baboons nearby too, when suddenly it looks like a gang riot erupts between the impalas. But it's actually a leopard causing the commotion. We can see it grouping its paws and front legs around the impala. The leopard looks to have secured its meal, holding the animal down on the ground with its powerful jaws. But the group of baboons, having noticed this situation, distract the predator, giving the impala a chance to jump up and run away. Snuggling up our top spot is a female greyhound named Jasmine. Jasmine had a rough beginning. In 2003, she was found abandoned in a shed in Warwickshire, England. Flea-ridden, lethargic, and in poor health, she was brought to a local wildfire sanctuary called Nuneaton Warwickshire Wildlife Sanctuary, a place for abandoned and abused animals with complicated names. She cowered whenever the owner, Jeff Grucock, would approach her. But Jeff and the other sanctuary staff went to work, aiming to restore the dog to full health and to win her trust. Within a few months, Jasmine became the animal sanctuary's resident surrogate mother. She had cared for many abandoned animals in the shelter, including 5 fox cubs, 4 badger cubs, 15 chicks, 8 guinea pigs, 2 stray puppies, and 15 rabbits, and a partridge in a pear tree. In the book Unlikely Heroes, Grucock says, "First thing in the morning, she'd go around to each cage and make sure everyone was all right." Jasmine instinctively knew how to be different with animal species and in all conditions, letting spring chicks sit on her nose and back, or strolling around with the foxes. Jasmine also took the foster mommy role to Bramble, a baby roe deer brought in the sanctuary in a semi-conscious state. She would cuddle up to her to keep her warm until she recovered. How sweet. Soon after, Jasmine and Bramble became inseparable, showering love and affection on each other until she passed away in October 2011. So there you have it, Better Believers. Top 10 animals rescuing other animals. Which one is your favorite? Let us know in the comment sections below. Thanks a bunch for watching, and if you thought this video was fun and entertaining, check out one of these.